Dear fellow recruiters, welcome to the channel once again and welcome to the video as well. In this video, I'm going to share the challenges and how we can make the challenges to the opportunities. Challenges for what? Challenges for hiring people for the remote roles, right? Now, what is that will be in the back of the client's mind when they hire a person who is in work from home, that they expect the person to do the job properly. Now, who is going to evaluate those things before you even send that resume to the client? It is you. It is the recruiter who needs to evaluate. So, what is that we need to look? We generally, as recruiters, when we get a requirement for a work from home position, we receive a bunch of resumes, right? Hundreds of resumes, if not. So now, it is easy for us sometimes to check and clarify or screen people on their technical basis, on their experience basis, but how you are going to ensure that this individual is going to fit the culture or the person doesn't have any issues doing their work at home. So that's what I have identified some major challenges that generally client faces when they onboard an individual. And we as a recruiter, how we can mitigate that before even sending that to the client. So let's see what are those. So are you ready? Let's move. Okay. Yes. So these are the 8 things. Okay. I hope it is visible to you. Let me increase it. All right. Very good. Is it visible to you people? I hope yes. Okay. If you see it, put that in the comment box. Very good. So let's make this a more engaging and interactive. It's not that I just record some videos and you can listen. So as you put that in a comment box, I would see, okay, this seems to me like, yeah, we are talking to each other, right? Very nice. So first thing is, apart from the technical skills, communication skills and tools, how the person stays motivated, their time management, how they collaborate with the team, adaptability with technologies, how they ensure that they are productive enough, work-life balance, how they are doing it, and proactiveness and how they take initiatives, and at the same time how easily they can be onboarded, right? These are the primary issues that client generally has. So let's start with communication skills and tools. So what is the challenge here? The challenge here is, if there is a candidate, the candidate may have excellent technical skills but struggles with clear and effective communication, which is crucial for remote collaboration, right? If it is an on-site job and everybody is working at the same office, then it would be easier for these kind of people to communicate and share what exactly they mean. But when it is remote work, definitely it is going to be very much crucial. So how we are going to solve this problem, how this challenge will be an opportunity for us, for our candidate, for our submission, if we focus on assessing the candidates for their familiarity with remote communication tools. So what could be tools? Slack, Zoom, Microsoft Teams, and their ability to convey information concisely in written and verbal format. If this is the challenge, we can sort it out by asking these questions: that how do you generally do your communication? All right. Do you know how to use Slack, Zoom, Microsoft Teams? This particular job definitely expect you to collaborate with other people. Since this is a remote job, how do you do that? All right. These kind of questions you definitely want to ask. Very good. Then comes something important: self-motivation and time management. Now here, what could be the challenge for the client? Some candidates may find it challenging to stay motivated and manage their time effectively without the structure of a traditional office environment, right? This is what majority of us in recruiting industry also, the management says that, hey, we offer remote option for our bench sales people, for our recruiters, but somehow they lack motivation. So this happens with everybody else. So what is that? Now, how the client can ensure this person stays motivated and focuses on proper time management? What could be the opportunity for us to clarify? So during our interview, we have to ask the candidates about their experience with remote work, how they structure their day, how they stay productive without direct supervision, and You got to look for examples for self-motivation and effective time management in their work history. Got it, people? So here, what is the question to get this? So we are going to ask, say, since this is going to be a remote job and you'll be staying alone, away from your team, and really away from the team collaboration. So what would you do to stay motivated? All right. Then how do you manage your time? Because you are staying at home, there could be so much work at home, but at the same time you need to focus your work. So how do you really manage your time? So do you have a timer, or do you schedule, or do you need any supervision? Because you definitely cannot have somebody sitting beside you. So how do you do that? If they explain, you definitely can ask them that, okay, in which of the projects that you have done similar sort of responsibilities. Got it, people? Very good. Let's move to the next one. What is that? Collaboration and teamwork, right? This could be definitely challenging. What is that? Working remotely may lead to a sense of isolation, impacting collaboration and teamwork, right? So if it is office, the person goes with a blazer or maybe a suit or with a formal. When sitting at home and working, you know the attire. So I don't have to explain that. So now in that case, how exactly the person will focus on proper professional collaboration? So for that, we need to focus on assessing the candidates for their experience with virtual collaboration. If you have a team meeting, if you need to collaborate with your team, all right, how do you do that? So these kind of questions we need to ask apart from technical questions, such as participating in remote team projects or using collaborative tools like what? Google Workspace, Microsoft 365. And you got to ask about their strategies for building relationship with the remote team members. It's very much important. If you're looking for a senior role or a manager role or a lead role, you definitely need to ask, since you guys are working in the remote, what would be your strategies? How you ensure that your team is motivated? All right, people? Very good. Do you have any questions so far? No, right? Okay, let's move to the next one. What is that? Adaptability to the technologies. Okay, what is that? What would be the challenge for the client? So some candidates may not be comfortable using various digital tools and technologies essential for remote work, right? So there might be so many things, integrated things, so that the client ensures that the person who is working from home becomes more productive. So in that case, some candidates might not be used to that. So what could be the question you are going to ask? So you have to evaluate candidates on their proficiency with the digital tools. Apart from your general work tools, how good you are using other tools, and their adaptability to quickly adapt to new technologies, and their experience with remote collaboration platforms. So you got to look for indications of tech savviness in their resume and responses. Okay, so you are going to check in the resume that they're just not focusing on the day-to-day work, but they are interested to learn and adapt new technologies to make their work more productive or more easy than just with whatever the technologies they are using as their core hands-on technologies. All right, you need to ask them. At the same time, you need to check in the resume as well. Very good. What could be another challenge? So in a remote setting, it can be challenging for the client to assess a candidate's productivity solely based on their physical presence. You see that? This is another one. Just because someone is sitting there, that doesn't mean they have been productive, right? So if that is in office, someone can go and walk into the system, they can see, or they may ask some questions. But when it is remote, then how we as a recruiter going to mitigate that? During the interview, ask candidates about specific projects they have completed remotely, their approach to setting and achieving remote work goals, and how they measure and communicate their success. This is very much important, people. It is just not about the technical skills, certification, duration, or similar responsibility that you need to ensure while you are screening the candidate, that which one of the job that is you have done remotely. The candidate said this is this. All right. So what kind of approach that you generally follow to ensure that you achieve your goal? What would be your reporting systems? How do you track your success? How do you track your progress? How do you communicate your success to the management who is not there present with you? these are the questions going to lead you to the finding real and good positive candidates who not only working on the technical skills and responsibility according to the client's job description, but you need to ensure that this person fits to the remote position as well. Understood, people? Very good. Another interesting aspect, what is that? Work-life balance. So in the remote work, that can blur the lines between professional and personal life. You see that, right? You people are working, when you sit down, but you do not know when you are waking up. All right, let me disconnect the call. I'll continue after the call. All right. All right, I am done with the call, and let's come back once again. What was that we were talking about? Yes, we were talking about work-life balance. Yes, right? So since you are working from home, you know how the work-life balance is all about. All right. So what is the questions that we are going to ask? How we are going to find it out? So we have to inquire about the candidate's experience with maintaining a healthy work-life balance while working remotely. How do you do that? So we got to discuss their boundaries, strategies for disconnecting from work, and how they manage stress. So this is very, very much important. We'll say, okay, how exactly you start your work because you're working from home. Do you have a separate office? And do you have a cabin sort of thing, or everybody comes in here to that room? Or how do you ensure that you give your timing to the work, and when you detach yourself from the work, how do you manage stress at home? Because there is you are staying at home, that stress, at the same time the work stress and the performance stress. How do you manage that? All right, in a friendly manner, you just get into that discussion to understand this person really manages the work and personal life balance. All right. So next one, it's a initiative and proactiveness, right? So what is this about? So without constant in-person supervision, some candidates may struggle to take initiative and be productive in a remote setting. You see that this is what happens. This makes their job very much boring. They feel it's very much monotonous, right? The way we feel that people work from home, they complain that, Suman, I'm working since last 1 year working from home, and I see there is no growth. I'm doing the same thing, repeated thing every day. Now that's what is there, which we need to ensure that if nobody is there, how do you initiate? How do you take proactive steps to ensure that you are getting more and more productive, and you are thinking more of the team or the company or the revenue or whatever it is? So that's what it is very much necessary. So what is that we need to check is we got to ask candidates about their experience working independently, handling ambiguity, meaning confusion without there is no answer for something. How do you handle that? And taking the lead on projects. How do you ensure that you are staying ahead and you are moving the team? So you got to look for examples for self-directed work and proactive problem solving. You see that? Since someone is working from home, doesn't mean that they only need to wait till the meeting so that they can escalate the problem. No, there needs to be proactive approaches to ensure that how the problem will be solved. Got it, people? Very good. And what next? Next is remote onboarding integration. Very much important during paperwork or my invoicing, whatever it is. So onboarding and integrating new employee remotely can be challenging, right? So you are at somewhere, the candidate will be somewhere, they need some sort of hardware, our project needs some sort of hardware, they have something else. You see, that's challenging. So for that, we need to ensure that you got to assess the candidate's ability to quickly integrate into remote teams by asking about their past remote onboarding experience, right? So okay, this was the previous one was a remote job you were saying. So how did that happen after the offer? Okay, how did you ensure the hardware, software, everything has been taken care? All right, so you got to look for adaptability, eagerness to learn, and the ability to establish connection in a virtual environment, right? So this person needs to be very much proactive and motivated as well. So you need to ensure that, hey, do you have a backup in power, backup power, or what happens when the electricity goes off? So do you have anything else for that? And what about your internet bandwidth? So what do you have a backup bandwidth? So you need to ask multiple questions, so that the first thing is, if you ask all these questions, we are going to be confident of the candidate before submitting, and we can sell the candidate better, not only on the technical side, but also on the side which may make the candidate to be back out, or client may not hire, right? So weak technical skills, responsibility, and at the same time these cultural fit and other fit, remote fit sort of questions, right? This person is very much equipped and for this, and that can lead you to the interview and for a placement, because the client knows everything has been taken care. So we, by incorporating these consideration into our recruiting process, we can better identify candidates who not only possesses, this is what I'm telling, right? Who not only possesses the technical skills for the job, but also well suited for success in a remote work environment. It is not that who is been hired. We need to ensure the person who has been hired is capable of doing that work. Okay, so asking these questions will definitely ensure that whatever the candidate we are submitting a matching candidate. Understood, everybody? So let me stop everything here, and now I'll wait for your answers, comments, and likes and everything. And so far, I hope you got everything. You have noted it down. If not, you can go back and write it down, prepare your own script, and start implementing from today onwards. Thank you so very much. This is Suman Pachigulla on a mission to impact 5 million lives through recruiters. Take care and bye-bye.